Mechanism 3. Natural selection. Natural selection is a universal mechanism that identifies patterns by filtering them from the environment. The patterns it selects are solutions that directly or indirectly enable an entity to survive and reproduce. The current theory of evolution is incomplete. The belief that the current theory of evolution, centered on reproductive success and population genetics, fully explains all biological phenomena is false. Viewing natural selection solely in terms of variation, inheritance, differential survival, and reproduction fails to address a deeper question. What exactly is it that survives from one generation to the next? Is it the individual organism? But the individual organism dies. Is it the offspring? But the offspring will also die. What then truly survives? Furthermore, what exactly is reproduction? How does it occur, and is it solely about quantity? For instance, in social organisms like ants, only the queen reproduces while the workers remain sterile. In multicellular organisms, every cell reproduces, yet only the germline, the fertilized egg, continues to the next generation, while trillions of other cells eventually perish. The current theory of evolution cannot answer these fundamental questions because survival and reproduction are taken as first principles, the foundational assumptions on which the theory is built. All theories operate by accepting a set of principles as true, from which everything else is derived. It is then reasonable for the current theory of evolution to rest on the axioms of survival and reproduction. These principles allow for the explanation of many biological phenomena and enable numerous predictions. However, to claim that all biological phenomena can be explained solely by variation, inheritance, differential survival, and reproduction, that the field of biology is complete, is false. Patternism seeks to replace the current theory of evolution, not because the current theory is wrong, but because a deeper level of understanding can be achieved. Patternism views evolution, living organisms, and natural selection in terms of patterns. Survival and reproduction are secondary phenomena that emerge from the recognition, utilization, and propagation of patterns. For a patternist, natural selection is a pattern filtering mechanism that enables organisms to automatically identify patterns in the environment and store their recognition as genetic representations. What living organisms discover through the process of natural selection is not just physical traits that help in reproductive success, but solutions to maintain existence. What is found are means to which an entity can maintain the pattern of itself and propagate that pattern through time and space. Patterns play two critical roles in natural selection. 1. Reliability. For a solution to be viable, it must reliably produce a consistent outcome. An unreliable solution, one that works inconsistently, is too costly to store and propagate. Thus, a solution found by natural selection must produce regular, reliable outcomes, leveraging environmental patterns to enable the entity to propagate across generations. 2. Reproducibility. The solutions found by natural selection must be reproducible. While current evolutionary theory treats this as mere inheritance, for a patternist, reproducibility means that solutions are patterns themselves. Natural selection should be called natural elimination. Natural selection is fundamentally a filtering mechanism. Variations arise by various means, and the environment eliminates those that cannot propagate. There are no limits to the environment's influence. Time, natural disasters, interactions with other intelligent and adaptive agents, and even competition within an entity's own group, all contribute to the elimination process. Existence itself is a selection factor, with the universe acting as the ultimate selector. This elimination process results in a set of naturally occurring phenomena shaped by the universe's fundamental conditions, where regularities, randomness, and the relentless progression of time coexist, a set of phenomena that can propagate itself and develop means to facilitate their own propagation. We call this set of phenomena life. Living organisms are patterns that have identified and incorporated the patterns that define their own structure. Their physical existence is a direct reflection of environmental patterns. The body forms, organ structures, behaviors, and responses that consistently occur within a species, the defining features of that species, are patterns shaped and filtered by natural selection. There is no limit to natural selection. In biology, natural selection is often treated as confined to living organisms and bounded by genetics. Invisible walls are erected when the concept is extended to human beings, and even more so when it involves culture and technology, where these walls become fully magical, isolating humans from other forms of life. Natural selection is treated as though it stops at biology and does not apply to technology, language, entertainment, philosophy, religion, or science, even though its influence is evident in all these fields. For a patternist, there is no isolation. All phenomena attributed to human beings exist in the same physical universe and are subject to natural selection. There is only the process of variation and environmental elimination. Human beings are part of the environment, serving as both the entities subjected to elimination and the selection factors that carry out elimination. All previous work in biology on natural selection, such as kin selection, sexual selection, and artificial selection, still applies but is now generalized across all domains, including technology, culture, and society. The focus shifts to the role of patterns, viewing natural selection as an automatic pattern recognition mechanism. As a pattern-finding mechanism, natural selection is not without its drawbacks. First, it is difficult to determine externally which patterns an entity has discovered and is utilizing, how effective those patterns are, and over what timescale they operate. Second, the variations generated by an entity must attempt new solutions to existence while preserving existing ones. The solutions must paradoxically be different, yet the same. The offspring must differ from their parents but still retain core similarities. Variation must occur, but not excessively. Finally, natural selection depends on the environment to contain regularities. In a stable environment, natural selection can work steadily toward finding effective solutions. In unstable environments, successful solutions may suddenly become non-viable, potentially triggering a massive elimination event, an extinction. Paradoxically, if sudden environmental changes occur frequently enough, they become a regularity that organisms can adapt to. Everything that exists is subject to natural selection. In the context of pattern recognition, we will treat natural selection in standard evolutionary terms, while recognizing it as a universal pattern-finding mechanism applied without limits. Its influence extends far beyond genetics, encompassing acts of prototyping that drive technological innovation, whether in commercial products or military applications. It includes the evaluation of scientific theories based on their predictive accuracy, the cultivation of heirloom crops, and the breeding of competitive racehorses. It applies to martial arts matches that identify the most effective techniques, or to any individual learning a new skill by testing against reality, re-evaluating outcomes, and trying again. It even governs the training of neural networks, where networks are varied, subjected to elimination factors, and refined before further variation. All these processes fall under natural selection. Vary a population. Subject the population to the environment, for selection and differentiation. Those that are not eliminated are regenerated to a new population. Vary the new population and repeat. Through this process, evolution occurs and patterns are discovered.